I keep hearing Jay-Z turned his back on Colin Kaepernick due to Jay-Z's, sitting at the Super Bowl during the national anthem rather than kneeling. Well, I don't agree with it. I think that whole assessment is entirely wrong. And guess what? Here's my argument on it. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for morning coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then. BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so apparently there was a Super Bowl the other day. For everybody that didn't know, there was a Super Bowl. Kansas City played against San Francisco 49ers, and KC won, by the way. Shout out, salute to KC, their fan base, the city, the players, the organization. Shout out to y'all. Y'all won basically the biggest chip in American sports, the Super Bowl. Salute. So during the actual program, Jay-Z and Beyonce was there, and they were filmed not standing during the national anthem. And so I have a couple of points on this that I'm going to speak about real quick. And just so everybody knows, leave the comments down below. I want to know what you guys think about this specifically, just in general. So please leave a comment down below. But a lot of people feel like Jay-Z has turned his back on blacks and on Colin Kaepernick, and I don't know, guess you could throw everything in there, because some people just think Jay-Z turned his back on everything. Now, with that being said, this discussion that we're going to have is not based on Jay-Z and any other business dealings that he might have had that has nothing to do with working with an organization in order to try to improve their national image. That's what Jay-Z is doing. Jay-Z is working with the NFL in order to improve their national image. Now, with all of that being said, there's something else that I want to add. In order for Jay-Z to be working with the NFL for such a thing, the NFL would have had to have went and tapped Jay-Z personally. The reason being why I'm saying this is, I'm pretty sure if Jay-Z goes up to any agency and be like, hey, you're doing some stuff wrong, I know how to fix it, the agency is probably going to look at Jay-Z like, man, why don't you go rap somewhere and mind your business? Because that's what they do nowadays. So real quick, I'm going to just point out a couple of things that happened in said Super Bowl before we talk about the actual point or actual reason why the NFL would ask Jay-Z to do such a thing. Did you not notice that in the Super Bowl they ran a commercial that was basically a commercial about a young man that had got a young black man that had got murdered by a police officer, and the young black man had no weapon, no anything. It was a commercial that ran like that. For everybody that don't know, there were police unions, I believe, that was against this, and they're really upset at the NFL for running this particular commercial. For the people that don't know, just telling you. Besides that, like with the exception of that, did y'all see the halftime show? The halftime show. For everybody that don't know, Jay-Z's actual job, I believe, with the NFL is putting together their halftime show for the Super Bowl. I'm going to say that again. Jay-Z's actual job. I know I'm laughing and shit, but his actual job is setting up the halftime show. That halftime show looked like a big middle finger to President Donald Trump. Why is Colin Kaepernick not in the NFL? Because President Donald Trump brought to attention the fact that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling during the national anthem. Now, real quick, just to give people a little bit of history on this, the ones that might not know this, is initially Colin Kaepernick wasn't kneeling. He was sitting initially. What happened was Colin Kaepernick then had a conversation with a vet, with somebody who actually served in the military, and the person that actually served in the military informed Colin Kaepernick that kneeling would be more adequate. That would be the way that if you want to protest and you still want to show respect to the actual people that served, because at the end of the day, one of the reasons why people join the forces, the armed forces, to serve the country is to protect people American rights. And one of the rights that we have in Americans is to peacefully protest. So any person, in my opinion, my belief, even if they don't like what Colin Kaepernick is doing, I believe that they understand that that is a right that Americans have. So this particular individual told him, you should kneel, not sit. So when we see Jay-Z at the Super Bowl sitting and not kneeling, he's not throwing us, in my opinion, he's not throwing a slight at Colin Kaepernick, because the intended response, or should I say the thing that we want to draw attention to, or that should have the intention drawn to it, is the fact that whether he was kneeling or sitting, he was not standing. I don't get how that, what I think is the most important aspect of what happened in this scenario. Jay-Z did not stand. So therefore, he is siding with Colin Kaepernick, or at least with the civil rights movement. I had somebody say to me in the chat on Morning Coffee, shout out to Shy Murder. Shout out to Shy Murder. She's dope as shit. So I had Shy Murder said, basically, you know, she feels like Jay-Z is stealing the movement, the Colin Kaepernick kneeling movement. And my argument to that is, well, he might be, she would have said he was stealing the energy from the movement, from Colin Kaepernick's situation. I'm going to agree. Okay, that I can agree with. Let's just be clear on that. I agree that the energy is being messed with involving the movement. But the movement is the civil rights movement. It's not Colin Kaepernick's movement. So Jay-Z has a right to incorporate himself into it. What I believe happened is, and this is just my opinion, the NFL decided or realized that they made a mistake. Well, okay, real quick, do y'all know what little Papa John's pizza is? All right, so Papa John's pizza. So Papa John's is the dude that he came out very strong in favor of getting rid of Colin Kaepernick. He was all the way against Colin Kaepernick. You can't kneel. It's disrespect to the soldiers. Yada yada, this and this and that. You know, stating his opinion. His opinion's valid. He has a right to his own opinion. So when he did this, the NFL, basically, they were all moving together as a unit. Now, where the big change in all of this could have been seen, where there was traction being made, is when that dude, Papa John, got fired from his own company for using the N-word. When he did that, whether anybody really paid attention to it or not, he turned the movement that the President Trump created, which President Trump wasn't trying to create a movement. He kind of like just fell into it. Like, y'all saw the movie The Joker. The Joker wasn't trying to get people to riot and be out in the street doing weird shit. He was just doing weird shit himself, and therefore his weird shit created a whole nother thing. And that's basically what happened with Donald Trump. President Trump tweeted out something about Colin Kaepernick because President Trump was going through a situation at that moment, and he needed for people to stop paying attention to it. So he tricked the majority of America into turning and looking the other way while he did something while other stuff was happening that nobody was paying attention to. So they ran with that. The NFL, Papa John, whatever his name is John something, he ran with that. So when he said the N-word, that movement that President Trump accidentally created or purposely created, however you want to look at it, that movement now became racist. NFL needed to remove themselves from the equation, and they needed to get on the other side of it as quickly as possible. The problem is things that have to deal with image. It is not a quick process. You can't just snap your fingers and things happen. It has to be, you have to make steps and people have to see change. So what was one of the things that they did leading up to this Super Bowl? The NFL gave Colin Kaepernick a tryout. I think he showed up, somebody said, with a Kunta Kinte shirt. So I'm like, so I think this is a whole nother, I don't know if Colin Kaepernick even want to be a quarterback no more, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what this discussion is about. But I'm just saying, like, homie. Anyway, so just what to do. I forgot what shirt he had on, but the person that I was having a discussion with said it was a Kunta Kinte shirt. So now that's funny if it was, but and I believe it actually could have been. Like, come on, Colin. I thought you was trying to be a quarterback. Anyway, that's just anyway. So I just think that that's really funny. So basically, when that happens, and now that whole entire movement is seen as a racist movement because they said the N-word. So what did the NFL do leading up to the Super Bowl? They gave Colin Kaepernick a tryout, correct? He went and did whatever the hell he did. But you know what would have been so dope? If the NFL could have had Colin Kaepernick at the Super Bowl because a team had signed him. Imagine what the press would be and how good the press would be for the NFL if every single thing that happened with the addition of Colin Kaepernick getting signed and sitting up there with Jay-Z in that press booth or whatever booth they in, that luxury lounge. Just imagine. Anyway, point being is the NFL brought Jay-Z in to come and help their image. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that some of the moves that they have made is endearing the public? And should, us as people of color look at the NFL like they are actually trying to make steps? I'm going to tell you how crazy it was. Donald Trump had to run his own ad where he had some lady talking good about him. I think there's just some footage that they just have archived from his run when he had all those black people come out and talk about how much he loves black people, after he gave the money allegedly. Anyway, let me know what y'all guys think about this. Like, that's how you know, like, there's something really. When that was he ran an ad. He ran a presidential campaign ad. Donald Trump on the Super Bowl. Come on, man. Like, you gotta see that what's going on here. Anyway, we'll have another discussion about this on the morning coffee at some time. If y'all want to hear it, pull up. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.